Another video for you with new stories from Ethiopia, Somalia, and Eritrea. Breaking news is from Somalia. Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud is back from Tanzania, and now it is being said that he could depart for Egypt in coming hours. On Sunday or Monday, he could depart for Egypt on another official visit. He has not visited Ethiopia so far. This visit, if it happens, could have serious impact on peace and stability in the Horn of Africa. We'll try to analyze this expected visit of Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud. Secondly, a new story from Ethiopia. It seems that in coming days, pressure will be exerted upon Ethiopian government. Mike Hammer, US Special Envoy for the Horn of Africa, is due to arrive in Ethiopia this week, at the end of this week, and reportedly his visit has one point agenda, and Ethiopia will be pressurized by the US in this visit. Thirdly, we have a new story about upcoming Eritrean diaspora festival in Stockholm, Sweden. There is ongoing conflict between organizers of this festival and some Eritrean opposition diaspora groups which are opposing this festival. Opposition diaspora groups are trying to gain support of local lawmakers, and they want this festival to be cancelled. Fourthly, we have several updates for you from the Somali region of Ethiopia. Today is day 4 of Al-Shabaab's attack on this region. What is happening? Is Al-Shabaab going to be cleared? Is Al-Shabaab going to withdraw from the region in coming days? Or is Al-Shabaab in Somali region to stay? What is happening on the ground? Is there involvement of Ethiopian National Defense Force in the Somali region or not? We have several updates from the ground for you. Firstly, viewers, it seems local sources are claiming that Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, newly elected president of Somalia, could depart for Egypt on another official visit. It is going to be his 7th visit abroad since he was elected in the mid of May this year. He started from the UAE, then Turkey, Eritrea, Kenya, Djibouti, Tanzania. He's back from Tanzania. A few hours ago, he arrived in Mogadishu from Tanzania. In Tanzania, he attended East African Communities Heads of State Summit. And now, reportedly, he is preparing, he's making preparations for another visit. This visit is very crucial. I've been saying that if he visits Egypt before visiting Ethiopia, it could be a signal, a message for Ethiopia that Somalia wants to develop close ties with Egypt, which could be a matter of concern for Ethiopian government. Because we know that when Farmajo was in power, former president of Somalia, Ethiopia, Somalia enjoyed close relations, but Somalia kept itself at a distance from Egypt. But since Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud came to office, we're seeing that Egyptian influence in Somalia is arising. Hassan Sheikh government has granted permission to an Egyptian bank to operate in Somalia, Bank Messer. This bank was denied an NOC by former President Formaggio. And some sources say that when Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud visited Djibouti a few days ago, there he held some meetings with an Egyptian delegation too. Egypt has long been interested in building a military base in Djibouti, but Djibouti did not agree to hosting an Egyptian military base, mainly because of Ethiopian concerns. So, if Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud travels to Egypt, of course, Egyptian military base either in Djibouti or in Somalia will come under discussions, which is a sensitive issue for Ethiopian government. Let's see what's going to happen. So far, it has not been officially confirmed. Villa Somalia has not announced that Hassan Sheikh is due to travel to Egypt, but some local journalists, local sources are claiming that he will visit Egypt in the next few hours. So, several important developments are happening which could have impact on peace and stability in the Horn of Africa. So while Ethiopia is busy filling the GERD for the third time, and Egypt is trying to put pressure upon Ethiopia through the US, through the EU. At such a crucial time, if Somalia's president arrives in Egypt and stands with Egypt, it could be a matter of concern for Ethiopia, though Ethiopian PM Abiy still has not been seen in public for the last 10 days or so. He has not been seen in public. It could be one of the reasons that Hassan Sheikh has not visited Ethiopia so far, because PM Abiy is not there in public. He could be there in Ethiopia. Let's see. Coming hours are very crucial for Ethiopia-Somalia relations. Yesterday, I wrote a detailed article on my website, myviewsonnews.net, about the future of Ethiopia-Somalia relations. You can read the article on myviewsonnews.net. Secondly, we have a new story about US Special Envoy for the Horn of Africa, Mike Hammer. He is going to visit Ethiopia in coming days. At the end of this week, he'll arrive in Ethiopia. And what we have learned is that this visit is going to be it's going to focus on putting pressure upon Ethiopia. US is now going to put tremendous pressure upon Ethiopian government in this visit. Why? State Department has released a statement about Mike Hammer's visit. And State Department has made it clear that this visit is about GERD, Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, and aid delivery, peace process, and accountability for human rights abuses in Ethiopia. Mainly, this visit is about GERD. Ethiopia is busy with the third filling of the dam. And we know that Joe Biden, US President, visited the Middle East a few days ago, and there he held a meeting with Al-Sisi, Egyptian President. After that meeting, a statement was issued, and US urged Ethiopia to negotiate with Sudan and Egypt. And US opposed filling and operations of the dam without agreement. Now, Ethiopia is already filling this dam. Egypt is putting pressure upon Ethiopia through the US. That is why Mike Hammer is going to arrive in Ethiopia. And before visiting Ethiopia, Mike Hammer will visit UAE, Egypt, then Ethiopia. Mike Hammer is a special envoy for the Horn of Africa. He's not envoy for the Middle East. Egypt, UAE are not in the Horn of Africa. So if Mike Hammer is visiting UAE and Egypt before visiting Ethiopia, it means that his visit is about GERD. This visit is going to be a way of putting pressure upon Ethiopian government. That is why perhaps PM Abiy is missing. He does not want to confront Mike Hammer. He does not want to meet Mike Hammer. He knows that Mike Hammer will speak about GERD, and GERD is top priority of Ethiopian government, Ethiopian PM Abiy. Ethiopian government will not step back from its position on GERD. Last year, before the second filling, EU, US tried to stop Ethiopia from the second filling. Back then, fighting was also ongoing, but Ethiopia did not step back. And once again, pressure is being exerted. I don't think that Ethiopian government will give in to this pressure. PM Abiy might not meet Mike Hammer. At the same time, we know that Ethiopian government is under economic pressure. It needs loans, grants from US backed institutions like World Bank, like EU and IMF. Economy is in trouble. So Ethiopian government is in a difficult position. How to complete the third filling and how to keep friendly relations with the US, and US is now trying to convince Ethiopian government that it should negotiate with Egypt and Sudan and sign an agreement regarding the filling and operation of the dam. Thirdly, viewers, the new story about Eritrean diaspora festival, which has become a source of conflict between Eritrean opposition and Eritrean pro-government diaspora groups. Eritrean pro-government diaspora groups are obviously organizing, attending this upcoming festival in Stockholm, Sweden. At the end of next week, this festival is due to be held. Before that, we are seeing that Eritrean diaspora groups, anti-government, anti-Isaias Afwerki, they have launched a campaign. They are reaching out and trying to gain the support of local lawmakers as well. And they have written a letter to the company which runs the facility which is being used by the organizers of this festival. Eritrean Bright Future Movement yesterday, we reported, wrote a letter to the company, and it asked the company not to grant this facility to the festival organizers. Now, a statement has been issued by a local Swedish lawmaker who is opposing this festival. Her name is Asa Nilsson. Asa Nilsson is a member of Cities Assembly. And in a statement, she said that it was dictators festival. So she is opposing this festival. Both sides are trying. Let's see, will the festival be held or not? That remains to be seen. I will say the Eritrean poet known for his fiery pro-war speeches, pro-war poetry, is also due to attend this festival. Meanwhile, in another European country, another Eritrean festival kicked off today in Switzerland. Another Eritrean diaspora festival started today. 2-day festival in Switzerland started today. Watch this clip from Switzerland. Lastly, we Somali region of Ethiopia. Today is day 4 of Al-Shabaab's attack on the Somali region of Ethiopia. I've been regularly updating you because it's a key development. This is the first time in the last 5 years that Al-Shabaab has attacked Ethiopian territories. Day 4 and still fighting is ongoing, viewers. No statement from Somali regional government, no statement from Ethiopian federal government, no statement from Ethiopian PM office, no statement from Ethiopian National Defense Force. Instead, Ethiopian National Defense Force today shared pictures of a bread baker, a machine manufactured by ENDF. ENDF, which should protect Ethiopian borders, is silent. That's very surprising for me. ENDF should be the first force to respond, to speak, to brief the people what is happening on Ethiopia-Somalia border, but no statement. Meanwhile, in the Somali region of Ethiopia, there is a war-like situation. Blood donation camps have been set up. People are donating blood. Locals, they are helping regional forces with food, with whatever they can, with cattle. And we know that this region is in the grip of a drought. Despite the difficulties already being faced by the people of the region, they are helping regional forces. Mustafa Umar, their local administration also fighting. So, we are hearing war songs, war poetry. So atmosphere is like that of a war in Somali region. But it seems that Somali region is on its own. No confirmation so far that Ethiopian National Defense Force has arrived in the region or it is part of operations against Al-Shabaab. What is situation on the ground? Well, the situation is that Al-Shabaab fighters, they have scattered. Fighting is not being reported in one place. In several places, fighting is ongoing. We reported about a place called Hulul, that there some Al-Shabaab fighters had been cornered. Yes, what we have learned from Hulul in Afdir is that their regional forces have been able to clear the area. In coming hours, they could make the announcement that Hulul has been cleared. But it's not a clearance operation in the Somali region. Al-Shabaab is fighting in several areas. Question is Al-Shabaab there to stay? Or is it just there to retaliate for what happened, that its commander was killed and it will retreat? That remains to be seen. We cannot say for sure what's going to happen. But as I said earlier, Al-Shabaab is operating in small units and it's not in just Afdir. It's in other zones of Somali region as well. Al-Shabaab has penetrated neighboring zones of Afdir too. So that is why situation is critical. But no reinforcements of federal forces we have seen. I have not seen so far any federal forces fighting Al-Shabaab. We saw a statement from ONLF once again today, a press conference, and ONLF, the opposition party, very critical of Mustafa Umar, but its role in this conflict has been very positive. It is asking the people of the region to stand with Somali forces, to stand united, to stay united. So ONLF is not criticizing this issue, it is trying to create unity. I would appreciate ONLF that being opposition party, it is playing a constructive role in this conflict, but federal government is nowhere to be seen. Thank you for watching.